Hi there, Retro Trek Ralph here. Right, I'm going to do a new series. I've got a lot of models in the house. I've been collecting for quite a few years. I've not got every single one I've ever done. Some went kind of down the from the top of the wardrobe and crashed into the ground. Other just fell apart over the years, not been made right. But the ones that I've got at the moment, I'm going to go through them. All of these are kits. None of them are what's been bought, ready painted, ready stickered, ready lit up and sound effects like your Diamond Select or other models like that. But these are fresh, came as a kit form and upgraded way beyond what should, well, beyond what a normal person would do. I'm not an advanced modeler, that is obvious. But just showing you what I can do, what I've actually got done. Right, to start with, this is the Time Find Liberator from Blake 7. Now the size of this is, I'll actually get your tape measure out. Let's do this. Right, from tip to tail it's 17 inch. Yeah, 17 inch there. It obviously comes back more with the extendable antennae sort of weapons parts on the end of it. All this is just long pieces of metal. I think it was copper, I think it was just steel, thin steel. But these thread into the end here. What my idea of this series is going to be a clean up and part restore, because these have been sat on. If you look here and get your in a little bit, on the back pod on here, it's covered in dust. Yeah, we're a little bit dusty, but nothing major. These are obviously my interpretations of the ships. Certain bits will be coloured different, certain bits will look different. There's an Enterprise which, the Revell Enterprise, that is majorly different, and either you like it or you won't, but it's my interpretation of things I've seen or I had the idea of. So let's start off with the Liberator. This is one of my lit models. I have them all running at the same time on 12 volts. So 12 volt power supply on, and all these I've got switches on the back as well anyway. So this is a simple model that I made. It was quite expensive for the size of it. There's a smaller, I think it's Comet Miniatures, it's about that big. This is twice as long. But there's a flashlight like that you can get, which perfectly fits in it. It's only about that size. I think I did have a spare one, but it didn't flash. It was just a permanently on flashlight, which you fit inside here, and I've rigged up, instead of having the batteries inside, it rigs up from the power supply down a tube, down here into the base, and then out towards the back where I've got on-off switch and power supply. Nothing major. This base was thrown together from a piece of decking, and it kind of fits rather well. I quite like it, but if ever I get a better base, we will be changing this, and it's quite easy because there's two cables underneath here where the actual stand part, the metal part is anyway. But a lot of it's just thrown together on bits and bats. I mean, I know this part of the engine cowling part is not exactly right. I wasn't sure exactly what to do for this. Two lines down it, and then it kind of curves round, but I couldn't get its material to actually curve, and I couldn't hardly buy anything that thin. So I've basically done my own interpretation of that. It doesn't look bad, I don't think. On certain angles it's spot on, but it's not perfect. I know it's not perfect. There's another light out there. Look at that, it's really, really good. I love the way this thing flashes. I mean, there are parts on here which, if you watch, you can go through the sequence, as I can figure out how to do it right. Off, on, off. Well, it does go through a lot because it's an emergency beacon inside there, but it absolutely looks, you can see the light there, and it kind of just makes everything nicely glow around there. There's no other lighting on the Liberator model at all. So let's get that power out and let's get on with cleaning this thing. It doesn't need much, and it doesn't need anything over the top with it. Basically, makeup brush, very soft bristles to try and get off a lot of the dust. There are some things on some of these models that you will see that we do need to do a little bit of restoration, shall we say. Things have fell off. But basically all these models are just, they're just sat collecting dust. If I could ever put anything in a display case for the size of these, then I would. But basically, be careful. Like I'm doing, I'm supporting the upper pod here. Just brush over with the makeup brush. Make sure it's a clean and unused makeup brush, otherwise you're about to put blusher all over it. Don't ask why. Well, actually you can ask why I've got a makeup brush. I've got a pot full of different types of brushes, hard and soft ones for different types of things I've been doing, especially with the retro rebuilding and stuff. This here is absolutely filthy, but you're going to get this if you don't clean these every week. If you live in a normal house, you're going to have things just sat on shelves collecting dust. And there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, unless I have a house that's got a permanent breeze going through it, or the vacuum or something, which kind of sucks out all of everything, then it ain't gonna happen. I need a bit of cleaning on the base. Need to be bloody more careful with that, Ralph. So the base again itself was just black paint over the top of the decking. It's nothing major or anything. I wasn't going for any effect or anything. I'm also going for trying to get these things clean and not have crap tissue go over these. Make them even worse. We have underneath there a lot. The dust will get everywhere. And I've got a little bit of a, you can see there, I've got a little bit of cut there. Where are we? Right there. I think that's probably just been down to a little heavy-handed, a little bit on when these were built, or it might have actually been built into the model itself and it's been cast. Time and Fine were absolutely brilliant at with these. A lot of detail on there, and I like to do models where they're kind of freshly come out of the space dock look, but eventually in time, you never know. This could turn into battle damaged, it could turn into anything and everything. Those are a real pain in the arse, the and this front sections of the pods, but it's just the work into this, because this wasn't a CGI model. Things nowadays are easy to do because they're a CGI model. The model information is there, can be transferred straight to a printer and then printer straight off, like what they do with a lot of the Eagle Moss. Not all of them, because obviously some of the Eagle Moss stuff is scratch built. You've got some really good people on there on Eagle Moss. But a lot of them, which were CGI models, is quite easily copy straight from the CGI, and it's good because somebody's sat there and made this CGI model, and then somebody else just took the file and just stole it, really. And then we all have a nice, our own little copy about that big. Brilliant. It's amazing how things go from. These were, I think, 90s to 2000s. So they're not exactly brand new models, these, the Titan Find. But I did get mine on, I think it was his second run. So it might have been either late 90s or it might have been early 2000s when these first came out. Second run came with a pod there, which was clear, was a separate one for clear. I mean, I actually have a bag of spare parts for this here. There was a fault with this, and I asked about it, and he says, yeah, I'll send you another one. I mean, all I did with this, with painting it, because you can see it is clear, it's clear green. I had problems with the paintwork going there, and there was too much, way too much paintwork on. But there is a flaw somewhere on here. I think it's, I forgot where it is. There is something that's not right with this. But he sent a new one, which is great, really brilliant. I have parts, lots of little thin parts that they make tons extra, absolutely tons extra. You can see there, this is one of the parts on there. They look a little bit thicker when they're painted up because obviously got the layer of paint on top of them. But he makes tons and tons of bits, maybe make a load of extra. I mean, those parts there are these pod things around the middle, central part there. They just make, maybe there's a run he does with 10 parts. Actually, the pieces there. There's 10 on the sheet because it gets them done right, and just in case, because these aren't perfect, it runs a load off. So you can decide yourself if you wanted to get one, or which ones are the best. But everything is on this model, trust me. It's just these are over parts. But I absolutely love making this model, especially with the ideas that in the modelling community that there are stuff to do, like the lighting section in there. So, kind of an easy job, this one. It doesn't want any extra rebuilding. Doesn't really need the alcohol on it to keep things spotlessly clean. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you the first of many models. So the Blake 7 Liberator. DS, is it DS1, DS2? Deep Space, DSV-1. Well, it might be a different program. But the yeah, what we know as Liberator, the Blake 7 BBC, Blake 7 TV series. God, I wish they would redo this, or I know they killed everybody off, so there's no chance in any of the crew coming back. Actually, who survived it? I don't think any of them did. I think over the years, nobody left. Everybody was killed. But you could just restart from scratch. There were 4 series out there. Yeah, they all had little wobbly sets, problems and stuff, but you ignored that. It's like watching Star Trek, original series. You ignored the original set. It was good, it wasn't solid, but it's the best that they could do. So, I'm happy with that. It gives you a good look at different angles of the ship when you've got a model like this. And the gold section around here. Again, that could be bronze, it could be gold, we don't know. The original model, which was for, I think there was one of the original ones on eBay a while ago, and it's tens of thousands, and I would have loved to have bought it. Absolutely would have loved to have. You'd tour it around exhibitions and shows and stuff, but not to be for me, because I ain't got a load of money. Thank you. So, there we go. Thumbs up. Like that. We've got more coming soon, so I'm going to get on with filming those and getting those out. Some do need, like I said, restoring, some just need a damn good clean up. Hope you like that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.